Hey y'all, I'm JD and welcome back to the Dimensionswoodworks woodshop. Today we're going to work on a project that's going to help keep us cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Today we're going to insulate the garage door. Let's get started. So before beginning installation for the garage door insulation, we want to go ahead and make sure that the area is clean, free of dust, debris, grime, grease, anything that could keep the adhesive on the double-sided tape from sticking to the door itself. So I start off with the air hose and blow away all the loose dust. And in my area of the country, we have dirt daubers that like to build these little nests everywhere. I found quite a few while I was cleaning. The instructions that are provided with the product recommend that you use Windex or something with ammonia to clean the area, to remove the grease. But as this is a process that not very many of us do, I decided to go ahead and just give the entire backside of the door a good wash. I used regular dish soap so that I would have that grease cutting ability, and pretty much just wash the inside of the garage door like I would a car. You can see on some of these panels that dirt and mildew buildup was quite heavy. Again, I never recall washing the inside of a garage door, and I doubt very many of you out there do either. So once I got all the soap and cleaned the area, I came back with the hose, tried to be gentle with it to not spray water all over the garage, just to let it fall in that channel, and rinsed away the soap. Now it's time to open up our kit and see what we have. I bought the kit for the double garage door insulation. So there are 4 rolls of the insulation itself, and then there is another package in the box that contains a razor knife, a squeegee, some double-sided tape, and the actual instructions for installation on the insulation. Just because I was unsure of exactly how far this roll of double-sided tape would go, I wanted to make sure I had a contact point for that adhesive in each extreme corner, and I added a couple of strips in the middle in each panel. Although if you cut the panels properly where they fit inside the channel work of the door, they will pretty much friction fit in place and you don't have to worry about them coming loose. Once I had placed that double-sided tape in all those positions, I actually realized I had a lot left over, so I went back and reinforced all of it. Now it's time to begin to measure each panel. You want to make sure that you do this. You would assume that they would all be the same size, but almost every one of these that I had in my door were different sizes. I used the little notepad on the bench to mark those out, and did all the measurements at once, and then brought the insulation to the table with a T-square and a razor knife and made each cut. The first several panels I test fit just to make sure they fit without removing the back side of the double-sided tape, just to make sure I got good measurements on everything, and then I continued the process through all of the other panels in the door. This 4-foot drywall square worked great as my straight edge because it almost covered the entire cut on every one of the cuts I had to make. If you don't have one of these, just make sure that you have something that has a good straight edge to it to use as a reference so that you don't get squirrely cuts on each piece of your insulation. Again, I went back to test fit all of the pieces just to ensure they had a good snug fit inside of those panels. And once I was confident that my measurements were coming out correct, I would skip this step a little bit later. Now that I know I'm getting good measurements on all of my panels, I remove the backing from the double-sided tape on all of the pieces on the door. This fine tip on the end of the X-Acto knife worked out well to peel up a little bit of that backing and just be able to remove it quickly. Now that we have all the panels cut and the backing is removed from all of the pieces of double-sided tape, we can permanently affix each of the insulation panels into their permanent position. And putting that last piece in is a really good feeling. It does take some time. It is a little bit of a time investment for you to be able to sit here and measure each of those rectangles out, cut them accurately, but you want to make sure that you take that time to ensure a proper fit, because we want to make sure we have a good seal on the door. So as you can see, the process was pretty simple. All in all, it took me about 3 hours, but just make sure you get good measurements on each panel before doing the install. It's really going to help with the climate control in this space moving forward. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when we release new content. And until next time, don't forget to get better every day.